guys, I'm Dr. Bree, and I am so excited to start talking more openly and more often about pelvic health. Let's get this party started. I plan to, in 2017 and maybe even beyond, do Q&A videos and just sort of informational videos that are short and to the point and give you some things to think about that you may not have thought of about your pelvic health and pelvic floor. Today, I want to share some weird things that you may not know about your pelvic floor and pelvic health, particularly in relation to toileting, going to the bathroom. Talk about a topic that all of us could use because all of us do this stuff every day, multiple times a day. So the first thing that I really want you to not do when you're using the bathroom is to blow your nose when you're peeing. So a lot of times, this is something that people will do to save time because, you're in the bathroom, you've got the toilet paper nearby, you're going to the bathroom and you're like, okay, I'm just gonna blow my nose at the same time while I'm peeing. Now, the reason this can be a problem is because blowing your nose is an activity that causes a lot of downward pressure on the pelvic and abdominal organs. There's a downward pressure, a downward force when you blow your nose. Now, if you are urinating, then your pelvic floor is nice and relaxed to allow the urine to pass through. When you are nice and relaxed in the pelvic floor muscles, so you're kind of, think of being open in that area, and you're blowing your nose, and so pressing downward on the abdominal contents and the pelvic organs are all pressing downward. If it happens often over time, it can cause or contribute to issues such as pelvic organ prolapse, which is when the pelvic organs start hanging a little low because the pelvic floor muscles can no longer support them in their right position. You've got the weakened tissues on the inside allowing the pelvic organs to drop down, and then the pelvic floor muscles from underneath no longer supporting them as well from under. So if you blow your nose on a regular basis when you are peeing, it's going to cause a weakening and an opening and a lowering and a downward pressuring of the pelvic organs, which can again contribute to prolapse over time. So don't blow your nose while you're peeing. So another thing you might find yourself doing is pushing to urinate more quickly. Really, you want to avoid straining when you're either having a bowel movement or urinating. As much as possible, you want to avoid the straining because again, that can cause that downward pressure over time. If you are straining every time you use the bathroom every day, that's going to lead to more and more downward pressure over time, more and more risk of pelvic organ prolapse. So don't strain. That has to do with keeping your bowel movements strain-free by not allowing yourself to get constipated as much as possible. You want to drink plenty of water, eat a diet rich in fruits and vegetables. But as far as urinating, you want to make sure that you're not pushing to make your pee come out faster. A lot of people do this, especially moms of young kids where you're worried that the kids might be getting into something, so you have to hurry to pee, or nurses or teachers or really anybody who has a demanding job or you just may be in the habit of doing it. So if you're in the habit of pushing to pee so that it'll come out faster or so that it'll come out all the way, stop. It's potentially causing other problems that can catch up with you down the road. So don't push to pee. Take your time peeing. If you don't have 30 seconds or 40 seconds to pee, then we need to figure out your schedule. All the way. If you feel like you need to push to get all the urine out, I suggest that you rock your pelvis back and forth while you're on the toilet. Rock forward, pause for a moment. Rock back, pause for a moment. Rock forward, pause for a moment. Just kind of tip your bladder forward and back slowly. And then, to kind of siphon out every last drop. It can be very helpful. So that can help so that you don't feel like you have to push to get everything out. The next thing I want to talk about also has to do with something that can cause you to push to pee, and that is hovering over the toilet seat. So we all know how certain toilets are just nasty. You don't want to sit on the toilet rim. I'm going to encourage you, rather than hovering so that you're kind of squatting above the toilet and not actually sitting full down, I want to encourage you to just line the toilet seat, take that extra time to line it with toilet paper, or, just sit on it. Because when you hover up high, that causes your thigh and your inner thigh and your glute muscles to be very, very tense. And that can cause your pelvic floor to be tense. And that can cause it to be more difficult to get out every last drop of urine. You might not evacuate your bladder completely, which can make your bladder eventually over time become very sensitive, feeling like it's never fully empty, because it's not. And it can cause some sensitivity to happen. It can even cause issues such as urinary urgency, sometimes even bladder control issues. So sit down to pee. You have to be able to be relaxed through the hip muscles, relaxed and open. Now, this leads me to another interesting point, which is squatting. Squatting, on the other hand, as long as squatting is a comfortable position for you, because for some people it is, squatting can actually be a great position to pee in and have a bowel movement in. Squatting is a very relaxing position for many people, and it's a very opening position for the pelvic floor. So squatting is different than hovering. Hovering is up high. Squatting is a full squat down low. To mimic a full squat down low, since many of us in the Western world do not have toilets in the floor, we have thrones that we sit on. You can elevate your feet on a squatty potty, which is a brand, or a step stool, and that can bring you kind of into a modified squatting position. Just keep your spine straight, don't slouch. You want to keep your spine straight, and with your feet up, it'll be kind of like you're in a squat position when you're sitting on your throne on your toilet. The last thing I want to share with you is to be careful about peeing in the shower. Yep, some people do it, and it's totally okay if you pee in the shower. However, I want you to just be very aware. If you make a habit of peeing in the shower on a regular basis, there's this strange kind of Pavlov's dog's association that can happen between your brain and your bladder, where you might begin to start associating what running water, the sound or the sensation of running water, with peeing. This doesn't happen for everybody, and if you have a lot of control in the bladder, if you don't have bladder control issues already, or if you just feel really comfortable with your pelvic health, this may not be a problem for you. But for other people, you want to be sure that you don't pee in the shower, because it can cause that association between water and peeing and just sort of letting it out. And this can sometimes lead to feelings of urgency when you're washing your hands, or when you're going by any type of body of water, or when you hear running water, or when you're at a pool, or it can just lead to feelings of urgency, sometimes even bladder leakage, when you are near, around, or in water. So be careful with that. Know that it can be a problem, but then again, for some people it's fine. I guess the bottom line is to know your body and know this information, and then work with it from there. Everybody's different, and know that you are different than your friend, so everyone will need to take this information and translate it differently for their own lives. However, these are some really important tips that people don't really talk about. So hopefully it's giving you some new insight into your body and your pelvic health. Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you'd like to support my channel, subscribe, share this video with a friend. I will be offering fitness videos that are fantastic, feel-good, fun fitness videos combining a lot of great core strengthening moves and some stretching and yoga. Very safe for the pelvic floor and entire core. That's my goal. And I really want to have fun with this and bring pelvic health to the people. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Hop on over to Amazon.com if you'd like to see my book called Lady Bits. And also check out my website, FemFusionFitness.com, for tons of archived information and more ways to connect with me. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. And as always, remember, eat clean, move every day, and you will shine brighter.